Alright, then we are back at it again. Hello everybody and welcome back to another bat report from War Dog Gaming Bat Reports. I bid you welcome. Okay guys, so now we're up on game number 2 in the TNQ tournament series. And since this is a tournament series, I will have to spoil game number 1 now. And if you aren't into spoilers, then I suggest you pause here or end it here and then go check game 1 before you see this video. So guys, I give you 3 more seconds. 1, 2, 3. Ba-ba-da-bum. Okay, so if you're still here, then you don't mind spoilers, or either that or you have already seen game 1. Okay, so game 1 we were up against the filthy blood-sucking vampires, and he kicked my butt. Poor little rats got crushed in that game. He had some nasty warlocks flying around that I really tried to kill with both spells and doom wheels, but those regen saves were horrible. Yeah, he really lucked out bad on those. And after that, we also tried to kill his vampire spawns, but totally failed doing so with, well, we got them down to 1.5 body left, but he respawned them all in the turn 5 and 6, and the only points we got from that game was his crappy dolphins worth almost 100 something points. Yeah, and he killed my entire army almost, besides my 2 towers and those big blocks. So he ended up with a pretty big defeat. He got 14 points, I got 6 out of it, and then he got the special objective. So yeah, that sucked hard, so now we have to claw ourselves back to the top once again. Submarine, baby! Bada bing, bada boom, smack! Here we have the list once again. And I have also done for this tournament a list tutorial. So either pause here and check in my list or go check in my list tutorial. And on the list tutorial I also go into more detail about the list, what the strengths and weaknesses are, what my expectations are for this tournament, what my ambitions are, and so on. Okay guys, so anyway, let's check in who our opponent is this time. For any one of you who wonders, that introduction song was Within Temptation with Mother Earth. So let's have a look at this. More pointy ears. And this time it's the woodland pointy ears. Also known as sylvan elves. Something that my rats want to put their teeth in, that's for sure. Okay, so let's have a look at his list. For starters, he has a forest prince on an elven horse with light armor, silver longbow, wild hunter kindred, sylvan blades with titanic might, essence of mithril, and talisman of shielding. Okay, nasty. That means he has a 2+, 5+, and he does a bunch of attacks with pretty high AP and pretty high strength. So yeah, he's something to look out for. Then he has a Thicket Shepherd with a Bat Standard Bear. We'll probably go in his Thicket Beast unit, so they have Stubborn. Then he also have a Tree Father Ancient General Wizard Master with Divination, Talisman of the Void, so some extra channel for him. Then he has for core 2x8 Dryads as Chaff, then 2x5 Heath Riders as more Chaff, then 16 Sylvan Archers. Okay, nasty. Then he has 3 Kestrel Knights with Shield, 5 Thicket Beasts, like I said, with Champion, then a Tree Father, and then 9 Briar Maidens with a champion in it. Okay, cool. The Briar Maidens, I haven't seen them before, that's new to me. I don't think they see so much gameplay, to be honest. I don't know why, because when I looked them up, they looked really, really awesome in my opinion. Okay, so what do I think about the list? I think this list is actually totally awesome. When I saw this, I was like, oh crap, am I gonna go up against this? What am I supposed to do against this? Yeah, so I was Very afraid of this list. Alright, so what is the tactic beforehand then? Okay, Doom Wheels. They have to work this time, so fucking don't let me down now, you useless pieces of crap. They have so much to shoot there. They have the Kestrel Knights, the Thicket Beast, the Tree Father, the Briar Maidens, the Tree Father Ancient, the Thicket Shepherd, whatever. Yeah, you just name it. They have so much to shoot at. And also the catapults have to work here as well, have to take care of his Sylvan Archers and hopefully his Briar Maidens. And then for close combat, yeah, the Plague Monks and Fat One, they have to work, they have to chop down trees, that's for sure. And Thorsten, he has to be on point with his spells as well, so then maybe Roger could do something against this as well, because he doesn't have any pyromancy and doesn't have any flaming arrows or anything like that, so his regeneration will have to work here. Okay, guys, let's jump into the battle port and see how it went. Okay, so here we have the layout of the table, and for starters we are playing classical battle line, so it's 12-inch deployment. And as secondary objective we are playing breakthrough, but this time it's breakthrough with a twist. See now, on this map we have a big portal here in the middle. If you stand behind the portal you get soft cover from your opponent, and if you pass through the portal you get scoring as extra. So if you don't have scoring you then get scoring, but if you already have scoring, like for example my Plague Monks here, and pass through the portal, you get scoring times 2. So it's all about using this portal for its full potential, so you can get the secondary objective. And then as a secret objective, I'm gonna show you guys what I got. This domination, and it says that you have to be with more scoring units in the middle of the map at the end of the game. So I got both hold the center and breakthrough, you can say. So let's see how that works. And for his secret objective, I think I don't wanna spoil it this game either, because, well, you will see if he gets it or not. On to the deployment phase then. We had a roll-off, and I won the roll-off on who picks the side, which I didn't mind so much because I wanted to have this side for the big hill here so I can protect the portal. And then he told me that he wanted to drop to go first, so he dropped his entire army. So let's go it through. He has some Heath Riders down here in the bottom corner. Next to them some Dryads, 8 of them. Then next to them a Tree Father Ancient, and well, the big Papa tree that is. And after that the Briar Maidens with his nasty lord in it that has all the attacks. And after that it's Mama Tree, the Tree Father, Tree Mother Ancient maybe? I can't remember the name so good. Anyway, moving on, he have his treekin or whatever they're called nowadays here in the middle. After that his pointy ear archers, after that some more dryads, after that his Kestrel Knights, and after that some more Heath Riders. Now look at some close-ups and what spells we took. Here we have a close-up of his right flank, his middle line, and here's the Mama Tree and Papa Tree with the Briar Maidens in the middle of it. And the nasty lord is here with all his attacks, as I said. Then after that the pointy ear archers, after that some more dryads, and here on the left the nasty birds and his Heath Riders. Alright. So for Mama Tree spells then, she took Fate's Judgment, Unerring Strike, Guiding Light, Scrying, and Stars Align. And for the Briar Maidens, they have Oaken Throne, Fountain of Youth, Scarification, Master of Earth, and Break the Spirit. So on to the rats deployment then. Okay, well guys, this time I wasn't in need of having a shit. Sorry for all sensitive viewers out there. But this time we took some good old time and figured out how the hell are we supposed to beat this guy. Because now we are on 6 points. We really need to claw back to get back to the top where my rats belong, I think. So, okay, Doom Wheels. they need to go up against the trees, and all these trees is here, and then they also have to be protected against the divine missiles. So it's great to have them just here behind the hill. And also another thing that they are great at is running around and just kiting around pillars and hills and such. So this is just great for them. After that, it was all about castling as much as I can to take as little damage as possible in round 1. And the thing that I'm most afraid of is that his archers will plink down one of my catapults, but I can't castle here either. I have to castle in this corner, so I will just have to take that chance and see if he kills one of the catapults or not. Anyway, for my deployment then, we have red doom wheel, then green doom wheel, then plague sense bears, then fat and friends with a fat one in it. After that, we have Thorsten and his bodyguards. Behind them, 2 plague crow catapults, then some more plague sense bears, then Roger the rat, and behind him my night runners, and that is my deployment. Okay guys, then off. Well, sorry, my spells you wanna see first. Here's a blurry picture of the spells. Fat one took the stinky breath. It's a great spell to have against elves, so yeah, that's for him. Then we took Awaken the Rats, Mighty Unbeliever, Wrath of Rat, and Trail of Fate. That's right, Wrath of Rat is back, baby! Let's see if it works though. Okay then, off to round 1. Pointy ears and nasty trees. My pointy ear friend here starts to vanguard some Heath Riders, straightforward. Same on the other flank with more Heath Riders. And then he takes up his birds to vanguard a couple of inches forward as well, to threaten me. Then for his movement, he starts off by taking his nasty dryads here into his own forest, and then he reveals his secret objective to me, which is this. Hidden relics. So it's all about walking with scoring units into terrain pieces and then dig for hidden relics. So what he has to do is go into a terrain piece and then roll a 5+ for the first time. If he doesn't find a relic there, he has to move on to the next terrain piece and then roll a 4+. And after that, for the third piece, if he hasn't got it already, he will get it automatically. But he rolls a 5 straight away in his own forest, so that, well, I'm happy for this guy. He got 3 extra points from that. And that will also mean that I get this card for my next game. And, well, I might draw it for the next game, that is. So, anyway, these dryads earned him just 3 battle points, so good for him. And then we have the rest of his movement. It's just straightforward, everything aiming for my little doom wheels. Yeah, he sure hates them like everybody else. So, as you can see here, Briar Manus moves up, Trees moves up. The Treekin stays put in the forest though, because, yeah, I guess they don't want to get shot at, and they also need to protect his backline if I'm coming for him. And then also another move he does on the right flank is this. See what he did here. He took the birds, he vanguarded 12 inches forward, then flew over the train, because I didn't activate the lightning rod this round, and then placed them here in front of my catapult to threaten it. And I asked him if he knew Roger's rules, and he did, and he said, yeah, I know that he has random movement. So, but I think the tactic here is just to make sure that Roger stays here in my corner, and because I have to do this, otherwise I will have to throw spells or something on them, and he can't dispel that. And if I don't take care of these birds, then he will just clear off both my catapults. So I don't know if I like this tactic or not, but this is what he did though. After that we move into his magic phase, and he gets the number 4 spell card. And the first thing he does is that he takes 4 dice and throws stars align on his pointy ear archers, and I really can't allow that. That will mean a dead catapult if I allow that, so I take all my dice to dispel that. After that he throws up Oaken Throne with 1 dice, but fails to do so. And after that he goes for a Master of Earth on one of my Doom Wheels, and it goes off, but it doesn't do any wounds with it. And that is his magic phase, so off to pointy ear shooting. Okay, so what he does here, he takes all his pointy ears and shoots at my red doom wheel here and does 2 wounds to it, so ouch. After that, the pointy ear archers here opens up on the right catapult here and does 1 wound to it, or might have done 1 or 2 wounds, but that's it. And that is his shooting. So also these Heath Riders opens up and shoots at Roger, but doesn't do any wounds to it. Okay guys, so that's it. Off to Rats! Turn 1. Right, so rats turn 1. We have absolutely 0 charges, but what we have is Roger's own round. And he smells. What is that? I can smell food. Bird? Bird? Roger hungry! Bird! Yes! So, kill, die, die. Yeah. So we turn around Roger and goes into his little birdies here, and that will mean no more bird. Well, bird for supper, that means. Happy Roger, happy. After that, we move up with everything and puts our plague sensibilities behind the big blocks to protect them against his filthy, nasty, pointy-ear archers. And both Doomwheels, they just shenanigans around here to look at whatever, so they have something to shoot at. Which we have a better picture here of. And this one is gonna shoot at the Briar Maidens, staying off its line of sight, and this one has to clear his shaft. So off to the magic phase for the rats. We get the number 7 spell card. The first thing we do is that we take Thorsten and throws Awaken the Rat on these Heath Riders, and he lets it go, and that means no more Heath Riders. Back.
First blood.
After that, we try to go for a cheeky little Wrath of Rat, but he takes us his dice and dispels it, so damn you, pointy ear. But what we get is this stinky breath though instead, and we sacrifice 2 rats to make sure that we can use it as a ranged weapon. After that, we go into rats shooting, and we open up with this red Doomwheel and actually hits 3 times and wounds 3 times on these Heath Riders. I was totally surprised by this. I thought it was like, okay, that has probably never happened before. I was totally overjoyed. And after that, we opens up with this catapult on the Briar Maidens, and it rolls double 1, so it's offline for the rest of the game, so hell yeah! Or not. And then we opens up with a second catapult on the Briar Maidens as well, and kills 3 of them, so hell yeah! And then we opens up with a green Doomwheel here, and I think we hit 2 times, wound 2 times, but he ward saved some of it. Then the stinky breath goes off on the Briar Maidens and kills 2 more. So 4 Briar Maidens or 5. I think 4 died this round. So, well, that's always something. So I'm happy about that. And then we go into combat phase. Or, pardon me, my bad. Roger's feast. This is no combat. He goes in and just eats these birds. So, yeah. Well, actually, one of them alive with 1 wound left. But Roger has eaten 2 birds for supper now. So, happy Roger. Okay, so that's it. So off to pointy ears and nasty trees, turn 2. Since my pointy ear friend has no charges, then he goes off to rally this bird, and he needs 4 or 5 on 2 dice, and he can't roll that, so he runs off the table. He has had enough of playing with Roger. Then he goes on the advance in his movement phase, really hard, pushing me hard here on the right flank with his Briar Maidens and his Heath Riders. So ouch. Then Mama and Papa Tree goes up here also to start threatening me on his right flank. And the rest of his stuff stays put, actually. I think the archers move back 1-2 inches, and his treekin stays put in the forest. After that, we go into his magic phase. And the first thing he does is takes 2 dice to roll for the Ochre Throne, and I let it go. After that, he goes for a cheeky little Master F on my red Doomwheel, and I dispel that, because otherwise it's a dead red Doomwheel. After that, he goes for a scrying on his archers, and I have to let it go also, and that's his magic phase. After that, we're going into pointy ear shooting. And pointy ears opens up with all this and do 2 wounds to my red Doomwheel. But yeah, he actually does more than that, but I armor save like a boss here. So I'm really happy about this. Yeah, I didn't expect this Doomwheel to be alive so long. Then he takes his tree here and shoots at my green Doomwheel with his acorns and branches and whatever not. So yeah, but he does 0 wounds to him. And then the pointy ear archers here opens up on Thorstens bodyguards and kills 3 or 4 of them. So yeah, and that is his shooting phase. So off to rats, turn 2. Okay then, so the first thing we do in rats turn 2 is that we measure here between the plague monks and his Papa Tree. And it is 13 inches, so that's an 8 and 2 dice. After that, we also measured for the green Doomwheel, and it can barely fail this. So we debate for ourselves for a little while and see, shall I send both in? Shall I send one of them in? How shall I do this? And then I decide to do this. I declare the charge with the fatter friends. He has to hold. And then I stay put with the Doomwheel. And the reason is why, because if I go in with the Doomwheel alone, I think it will probably just bounce off Papa Tree, maybe do 3-4 wounds at most. but then die to it after. So I don't think it's worth it. So I rather just try this. And look at this, guys. Smack! Die, tree, die!
Oh yeah!
After that, we're going to random movement, and Roger with a full stomach is happier than ever, and he goes up 15 inches. Yeah, that's right, 15 inches. Needs to eat more. And after that, we sprints forward the Night Runners. They need to claim the objective. And then we take the Plague Sensibilities and Stormworm and friends here, and threatens his left flank here. And yeah, then both Doomwheels goes up to hide themselves from his Briar Maidens and his Nasty Lord, and then we take the Plague Sensibilities here just to chaff him a bit, sort of, and make sure that, yeah, if he goes in here, he will die with probably a lot of Briar Maidens. That's what I'm hoping for. And that's it. Off to Rat's Magic. Better picture here. Okay, so Rat's Magic. And what we do is try for a combat once again, and he dispels it. After that, we throw Mighty Unbeliever on the Papa Tree to lower his toughness. He lets it go. And after that, we also get Stinky Breath on the fat one here. And then we go into the shooting phase. And the catapult here opens up on his nasty pointy ear archers and hits with a partial hit and kills 3 of them. So I'm really happy about that. But then the dual wheels shows their face, their real face. They both throws all their shots at the Mama Tree, and guess what, guys? They don't hit anything. They just roll shit. So guys, look at this. I have actually a picture of the green dual wheel rider here. Well, a video of him before this game. Let me show you. So with that in mind, what can you expect, really? Okay, so after that we go into Rat's combat phase, and we go in and do, let's see now, 3 wounds to Papa Tree, and I think that's pretty lackluster, to be honest. I think I should have killed this tree, but my pointy-eared friend told me that he was expecting me just to bounce off the tree and didn't expect it to die at all. So, but I don't know, really. Since he only has toughness 5 now, I wound him on freeze with impact hits, wound him on freeze with the fat one. I think I should have killed it, to be honest. But yeah, that's what happened. So and he also sticks here on his stubborn check. So off to Pointy Ears and Nasty Trees, turn 3. And I can see now that I have done a big mistake here, but I don't think he took advantage of this. He should have done this, to be honest. Taken his Heath Riders, charged my Plagues and Spears, and then taken his Briar Maidens and charged them as well. Because if he do so, then he could connect here and then overrun into the red Doomwheel and then overrun into the green Doomwheel straight after. But he does this instead. He doesn't want to play with my Plagues and Spears at all, so he just tries to chaff me with his Heath Riders here, and then he goes up to threaten my rear with his Briar Maidens. That's it. But he does a charge though. The sneaky little treekins over here that I have forgot about does a charge towards my green Doomwheel here, but thank God they failed that charge though. So yeah, they just goes forward a couple of inches. After that, he moves up with his Dryads here as well. And Mama Tree does a charge as well into my Plague Monks. Yeah, it's all about combo charging my Plague Monks right now, I think it is. And he wants to, yeah, that's the idea here also. He wants to have his Briar Maidens into the rear of my Plague Monks as soon as possible. He doesn't just want to go off here on a killing spree. So my pointy-eared friend here is playing pretty well, I gotta say. Yeah, he's a good opponent. So after the movement it looks like this. Pointy Ears moves back 1-2 more inches. Dryads also moves back a couple more inches, and that's it. Then we go into his magic phase. And he gets the number 6 spell card. And what he does is that he throws, let's see now, Scrying on as a bubble on 4 dice. I have to let it go, because then he tries for rerolls to hit on both of them, and that would mean he gets divine attacks as well. And I know he will. We have already talked about this before the game, that the tactic to kill the fat one is to throw everything at him, and if he has divine attacks up, he can actually do a serious dent to him. So I take all my dice to dispel that, and that is his magic phase. After that, we go into pointy ear shooting, and all this opens up on my red Doomwheel again, and And he does maybe like 3-4 wounds or so, and I armor save all of them. He was lucky. I was like, come on, man, die already! God damn it! So in this game, it's like reversed from the previous game. I am doing all the 4+ armor saves now instead. So hell yeah! Well, I'm not complaining. So. And then he opens up with his pointy ears here and shoots at, I think, Roger, and I don't think he does anything to Roger. And that's it. That is his shooting. Then we go into the combat. And remember, it looked like this. Papa Tree has 3 wounds taken, and Mama Tree is unscathed. But after this combat, Mama Tree has taken 2 wounds, and Papa Tree has taken 4, and then he thunderstomped a poor rat or so. Yeah, I have a picture of it here. Well, a video of it here. Alright, so off to the rats, turn 3, and remember, it looked like this. And since he killed my back rank here, I can now declare charge for my Plague Sensibilities, because now he can re-angle his Briar Maidens to give me this flank. And that means dire news for the poor little Briar Maidens. So I declare the charge, and he has to flee. He flees in this direction, which means I can't catch him, because then I have to redirect into his Heath Riders instead, which I do, and he declares the hold there. So but the Briar Maidens is no threat no more. And then he takes a crap ton of Dane's trains here, but only one of them dies. So it looks like this after that. So yeah. And then Red Doomwheel goes into Mama Tree and with hopes of grandeur and glory, but it's a fucking Doomwheel, so I'm not expecting much. And then the green Doomwheel does what it always does, becomes chaff, because that's what they are there for, to be honest. So it has to chaff his streaking, but of course otherwise they are a big threat for my flank here. And then Roger the fucktard goes up another 12 or 13 inches or so. He's just happy. And then the Plague Sensibilities goes up here to threaten his Dryads. And my Night Runner sprints forward to claim the objective, of course. And Thorstens goes up here in the middle. So it looks like this here on the left flank. And here you can see the useless green Doomwheel chaffing his Treekins. So after that we go into the magic phase, and we try another Smite the Unbeliever on these guys, but I think he dispelled it this time, to be honest. So instead, Thorsten, the hungry one, throws an Awakened Rat on these little pointy ears and just blasts them to smithereens. I think he killed like 8 or 9 of them or so. And after that we also try for a Stinky Breath but fail to cast it. So yeah, that's all we do. We kill some pointy ear archers. After that we go into the shooting phase, and the catapult, whatever it tries to do, it fails, and then both Doomies are in combat, and the little Night Runners has nothing to shoot at. So off to combat phase. And remember, it looked like this before the combat, and after. This is what he has left. We chop down Papa Tree, and then Mama Tree is left. With 3 wounds left, I think she has also. So yeah, that's nice. After that we go into Pointy Ears and Nasty Trees, turn 4, and what he does is that he charges my Doomwheel here with his Treekin, and yeah, as you can see there's no more Treekin there. And also the Plague Sensibilities just eradicated his Heath Riders there is no surprise. And then he debated for a long time if he wanted to take his Dryads into the flank of my Plague Monks here, but then he's like, I will probably just stick there and might actually die, so it's better that I take the objective instead. So he goes up to claim the objective instead, and then he goes up a couple of inches with his Dryads here to protect whatever he has left here, and then also, and I think it's also to defend whatever comes here. And the Pointy Ears actually rallies down here. They fled from Awakened Rat and then rallies down here. And that's it. Then off to Magic. And Mama Tree gets off, what's it called again? Scrying once again. And I dispel rerolls to hit. And that's it. That's all he spells. Also, he failed to rally his Briar Maidens in his turn, so they are running towards the board edge. They are down here, but they haven't run off the board edge yet, though. So in the combat phase, he goes in and kills a couple of rats. I do one wound or so on Mama Tree, but I whiff pretty hard here. And yeah, that's it. Needing to hit her on 5s, I think. Now 4s with the fat one, but yeah, I whiffed bad in this phase. But we stay here though. So off to Rats turn 4. And what we do in Rat's turn 4 is that we take the Plague Sensibilities here and charges his archers, and he chooses to stay because he hasn't seen this. If I declare the charge and accomplish it, well, I don't even have to accomplish it. I just have to fail a long charge. Then Roger has a clear opening here to go into his Dryad's flank. So sneaky rats. And yeah, we fail this charge, but we also takes Thorsten and his bodyguards and charge his Dryads, and he chooses to hold. I don't think they have I don't think they can make any other decisions. After that, we try to take Roger into his Dryads, needing an 8 or so, I think it was, on 3 dice. But guess what, guys? Of course, Roger fails it. That sucked bad. But Thorsten and his Stormvermin friends did the charge, though, so that's nice. And also the Plague Sensibilities failed, if I didn't say so already. After that, we go into the magic phase, and Thorsten throws lowering toughness on the treekins here. And then we throw Awaken the Rat on his archers and kills them off as well, so there's no more archers. And yeah, then also we get Stinky Breath on top of the fat one here, so it was a really nice magic phase. And then we go into shooting phase, and well, we have no shooting phase. The catapult has nothing to shoot at, so off to combat. And we go in and clears off Mama Tree, so Mama Tree is no more now. And then we go in and just eradicates his Dryads with Thorsten and his friends as well. So what he has left right now is his treekin here behind this portal, and his fleeing Briar Maidens. And yeah, also his Dryads in the bottom right corner. So after combat it looked like this. We overruns with Thorsten and his bodyguards as well, because he had actually a flank here if I failed to kill the Dryads. So I was really happy about this. So what he does is that he debates for a long while, and then he says to me, it's like, okay, fuck it, I have no other choice here, I have to do the charge. So he charges with his treekin into Fat and Friends, and then he also rallies his Briar Maidens, which I'm glad for his sake. And yeah, the Dryads here, I think it's like one Dryad left or so, and it just runs off the board, so we don't have to focus on him anymore. Here we can see the Briar Maidens actually rallying here. It's 1 inch short from going over the board. So he lucked out here, but yeah, I'm happy for him. Yeah, here's a better picture of them rallying. Okay, so combat, turn 5 Rats. He has no more magic. Well, he has the Briar Maidens rallied, but whatever they did, I dispelled that. So we go into combat here, and the treekins, remember, they have been lowered their toughness to 4, and I also have Stinky Breath left. So he goes in, I swing before him with the fat one, kill like 1 tree. Then he goes in, kills a couple of rats, and then I just eradicate the entire unit before, yeah, there's nothing left. I think actually I do all my hits on the unit, and the BSB is left, so poor little trees. But I'm happy. Happy rats, yes. Sing hallelujah, sing it, hallelujah, sing it, let's sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah, sing it. Here we can see the BSB tree running off, and he actually ran further than I did, but then in Rat's turn 5 we declare charge here and catches him, so it looks like this. And you know what my secret objective was? You have to make sure that the fat one is here in the middle all the time. So, and here you can see the Night Runners claiming the secondary objective. Thorsten and his friend is also claiming the secondary objective, because I have 2 scoring units in his deployment zone and he has 1 in mine. So, and yeah, that's it, guys. It doesn't happen so much. In turn 6, he just shuffles around with his Briar Maidens. And he tries for a Master of Earth on Roger. I can show it. Here you can see it, and he takes Roger down to 1 wound left. So yeah, fuck that. But Roger is still alive, so he claims half points for Roger. And Rats doesn't kill anymore, so we end it here. Here we can see pointy ears just running towards me and yeah, just taunting me. So what he has left is this. Is Dryads and the Briar Maidens with his nasty lord. And I have, let's see now. I think we have a better overlay here. We have Thorsten and his bodyguards Fat and Friends, Fat One, Plagues and Sebears here, and the Night Runners, let's see now, and Plagues and Sebears here, and Half Roger, both Calipots. So what he killed was my crappy Dewey's that always dies. That's it. Okay, so let's see, look at the result. So it ended up with a 2,900 points difference in the favor of the rats. So that is a 16-4. And then we claim the secondary objective and the secret objective, since Fat One hold his center. So 22 points to the rats and 4 points to the pointy ears and nasty trees. And that's it. So as always guys, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this battle report. If you did, then please press the like button. And if you haven't become a subscriber yet and you enjoyed this content, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. Anyway guys, off to the next one. Until we see each other the next time, have a good one. And peace!